Hello, hi to everyone. Namaskar to all the viewers of this channel. My dear students, we are already entered into the new method of depreciation wherein we are maintaining the provision for depreciation, right? When we maintain provision for depreciation, remember we have to prepare three ledgers. One is about asset account. We have to prepare asset account. Then we have to prepare provision for depreciation account, then we have to prepare the machinery disposal account. In asset account we have to record only the purchase and the sale value. When we are selling we have to reverse it. Okay, in provision for depreciation we have to record the depreciation. In the year of sale the depreciation is to be reversed. In machinery disposal account, we have to record the two concept, one corresponding entry from machinery, corresponding entry from provision for disposal. After that, we have to write sold and we have to write profit or loss on the sale of machinery. This is all about we have to record in when the provision for depreciation method is maintained. Am I right, my dear student? Let us move on to the next concept of this particular chapter. We are into class number 14. This problem was from CA Study Material, illustration 8. Are you ready? On 1st April 2015, X Limited purchased machinery for 12 lakh. So, purchased machinery, they have purchased M1. On October 2017, part of the machine purchased on April 15, rupees 80,000 sold for 45,000. What is being sold? They are selling the part of the first machine. What is the cost? 80,000. Sold for how much? 85,000. What we can say? Part of M1 sold. See, when the part of M1 is sold, what is the M1 value? The value of M1 is 12 lakh. This is to be divided into two parts. First part, cost 80,000. Second part, how to work out? 12 lakhs में 80,000 निकालना गया तो कितना आता? 11 lakh 20,000 is the part of the second machine. And a new machinery at the cost of 1,58,000 purchased and installed on the same date. Here you purchased M2. Company adopted the method of providing 10% per annum on the diminishing balance method. What method it is? Diminishing balance method, DBM, of the machinery. Show machinery account, fine. Provision for depreciation, PFD means provision for depreciation, and machinery disposal account. When provision for depreciation is maintained for how many years? 3 years. Fine. Are you ready, my dear students? Shall we start? Now, let us move on. The first one, depreciation is how much? 10%. Under what method? Diminishing balance method. Closing date. Tell me when the accounts are closed. We have to prepare for 3 years. When the accounts are closed, he didn't mention when the accounts are closed. We can say that accounts are closed on 31st March every year. This is what our assumption is. Because according to the Companies Act 2013, every business concern in India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, they have to close their accounts on 31st March every year. Fine. How many machines we have? 2 machines. Let us have machine 2. Machine 1. Machine 1 is to be divided into 2 parts. Machine 1 as part 1, part 2. Here machine 2. Okay, shall I start, my dear student? On April 15, X Limited purchased a machine for 12 lakhs. When? 1st April 15 purchased for 12 lakhs. Fine. On October 17, part of the machine purchased on April 15, 80,000. How much? 80,000. Okay, 80,000. क्या हुआ? Sold for 45,000. Now this machine is sold. Sold on, when it is sold? October 17. Sold on 1st October 17 for how much? For 45,000. Okay, now out of 12 lakh, if you subtract 80,000, the balance comes to how much? 11 lakh 20,000 is the part of the second part of the first machine. Then a new machinery at the cost of 1,58,000 purchased and installed on the same date. On the same date means what date it is? On the same date means it is on 1st October 17. 1st October 17. New machinery is purchased for 1,58,000. Fine. This is what the problem is. Now I should write what date? 1st April 15. We have to write the cost. Now move on to the accounting year. Accounts are closed on 31st March 16. Depreciation what percent? 10% under DBM method. Now on the part 1 we have to calculate for 12 months because part 1 is purchased on 1st April 15. March 16 it comes to 12 months. On the part 2 also we have to calculate for 12 months. Use the calci. 80,000 10% 12 by 100 it comes to 8,000. Here it comes to 1,12,000. Nothing for new plant, new machinery. Now what I should write? 1st April 16. We have to write the balance. It comes to 72,000. Now it comes to 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 8,000. Then this is same as 15 lakh 80,000. Now my dear children, we are in the 1,58,000. Now we are in the second year. 31st March 17 because sold on October 17, right, in the third year. Depreciation 10% under DBM method. Again on the part 1 calculate for 12 months. On the part 2 calculate depreciation for 12 months. Under which method? DBM. It comes to 7,200, 1 lakh 800 dash. Now we have to work out a balance. The balance is to be worked out on what date? 1st April 17 means we have to go for 18. Balance 72,000 minus 7,200. It comes to 64,800. Now 1 lakh 10 lakh 8,000 minus 1 lakh 800. It comes to 9 lakh 7,200. Third machine as it is, new machine 1,58,000. Fine my dear children. Now we are on April 18. बाद में क्या हुआ देखिए ना इधर. Now बाद में क्या हुआ? Now sold on 1st October 17 for 45,000. ఎప్పుడు? 1st October 18. Part 1 sold. I always used to write it underline. I put a box for the sold part. Work out my dear children how many months we are getting. April, May, June, July, August, September. Means only 6 months because sold on the 1st of October, right? Now what we have to calculate? Depreciation on part 1 for 6 months, that is 64,800, 10%, 6 by 12. It comes how much? 3,240. Sold part 1 for how much? For an amount of 45,000. Are you getting positive or negative? We are getting positive. 16,560. As I told you, since we are getting positive, when it is a positive, it is to be termed as a loss because we are subtracting in the reverse order. Fine. That completes October 18. Let us move on to next one. 31st March 19. Depreciation 10% under which method? 10% under DBM method, diminishing balance method. How to calculate? On part 2, you calculate for 12 months. But you purchased what? New machinery, M2. Right? You purchased what? You purchased a M2 machine. When? October 17. We have to calculate from 1st October to 31st March. Please use a finger and count. October, November, December, January, February, March. It comes how many months, my dear children? It comes to 6 months. Now you work out a depreciation for the part 2. 9,07,200 into 10% into 12 by 12. It comes to rupees 90,720. For this one, 1,58,000 into 10% into 6 by 12. 7,900. Now let us work out a balance. The balance is to be worked out on which date? 1st April 19. We have to write the balance. Wait. Whether we committed any date? 15, 16. Good. 16, 17. Good. Oh, here I have to write 17. 17. 18. 18. Finished because here it is on March 17. March 17 means April 17. October 17. October 17 hai na sale. Correct. October 17. Then 18. It comes how much? 8,16,480. It comes to 1,50,100. Now what account we have to prepare? We have to prepare 3 accounts. In that, machinery account is one among them. Okay, shall we write? Now, what date we have to take? We have to prepare for how many years? 3 years, right? First one, on April 15, purchased part 1 80,000, part 2 11,20,000. 1st April 18. To bank, that is machinery 1. Part 1 80,000, part 2 11,20,000. The total comes to how much? It is an amount of rupees 12 lakh. This machine was purchased on on 1st April 18, right? Purchased on what date? This is purchased on 1st April 18. Close at the end of the year. Sorry, my dear children, I am committing some mistakes in the date column. When it is purchased? On 1st April 15, right? When it is purchased? 1st April 15. At the end of the year, March 16. What we have to write? By balance carried on same 12 lakhs, close with same 12 lakhs. This completes your first year, right? Let us move on to next one. 1st April 16. To balance brought down. Whether you sold any machine, whether you purchased any machine in the year 2016. No, we didn't purchase any machine in 2016. We purchased on when? October 17 is purchased, October 17 is sold. Nothing happened in the second year. Just what we have to do? 31st March 17, right? By balance brought down with the same amount of 12 lakhs. The same amount of 12 lakhs. Then let us brought down on 1st April 17. To balance brought down 12 lakh. What happened in 17? In 17, we have purchased on October 17 new machinery M2. To bank M2 is purchased. M2 is purchased for how much? An amount of rupees 1,58,000. Fine. In the same October 17, what we have done? We have sold the part 1. When? October 17. Where to transfer? By machinery disposal account. That is cost of part 1. What is the cost of the part 1? That is 80,000. Put the dot for the dates. By balance carried on. Work out the total. The total comes to 13 lakh 58,000. Tell me what is the amount of brought down? 12 lakh 78,000. Then you go for brought down. Something happened. Now what we have to do? We have to write the brought down. That is what date? On what date the brought down we have to write? We have to write the brought down on 1st April 18. That is 1st April 18. To balance brought down 12,78,000. मालूम हुआ कैसे लिखना? Please remember, this is a very important concept. When you are preparing the machinery account under provision for depreciation, just you have to record the purchases, carried on brought down, purchases, carried on brought down. When the machinery is disposal, we have to take the cost of that disposed part. The cost of the disposed part is 80,000, remaining carried on brought down. Let us move on to next ledger, my dear student. That is provision for depreciation account. This account is also to be prepared for how many years? For 3 years. Depreciation, provision for depreciation is a liability. So usually what we used to do, we used to take the depreciation on credit side of machinery, but instead of taking in machinery, we have to take it on provision for depreciation. On what date? See, according to your calculation. This is your first year depreciation. This is your first year depreciation. Please be careful. This is your first year depreciation. How much? 8,000 on the part 1, 11,200, 1,12,000 on the part 2. 31st, what date? March Is it 16, right? It is on 16, right? Yes, 16. By depreciation account. Oh, 8,000 plus 1,12,000, it comes to 1,20,000. Close it off. Every year, at the end of the year, it is to be brought down and carried on. To balance, carry down 1,20,000. Then what to do? Then we have to brought down on 1st April 17. 1,20,000. See what happens in the second year. In the second year, that is on March 17, the depreciation is 7,200 plus 1,08,000. 7,200 plus 1,08,000, it comes to rupees 1,08,000 rupees. Am I right? On March 9, 18, oh sorry, it is 16. Wait, here and there I am committing mistake in writing the date. It is 1st April 16, brought down 31st March 17. By depreciation account, I think it comes to 1,08,000, right? Find out the total, it comes to 2,28,000. 2,28,000. It is to be written on March 17 as to balance carry down 2,28,000. Now my dear student, we have to write on 31st March 17 becomes what brought down for 1st April 17 as by balance brought down 2,28,000. Okay, what happens in the third year? In the third year, here, this is third year, right? On October 17, there is a depreciation of 3,240. On March 18, there is a depreciation on part 2 under new machinery. These depreciations are to be taken on the credit side. 3,240 on 1st October. By depreciation account 3,240. On March 18, again depreciation account. Depreciation on what? Both your part 2 and new machinery 2. The total of these two depreciation comes how much? 98,620. Fine. This completes all the depreciations, right? But my dear children, on this date, on what date? On October 17. What you did? Part 1 sold, right? Then what we have to write? To machinery disposal account total depreciation on part 1. See carefully, the total depreciation on part 1, it is 8,700. 8,000 plus 7,200 and again one more depreciation 3,240. Add all the three depreciations, it comes to rupees 18,440. Now we have to work out the total and we have to work out the balance. The total comes how much? The total comes 3,29,860. Now we have to write on March 18 to balance carry down 3,11,420. on 1st April 18, by balance brought down 3,11,420. Did you understood? Just what we have to do? We have to charge the depreciation every year. Just carried on brought down. When once the machinery is disposed, we have to take the total depreciation on machinery disposal in the debit side. Now let us move on to the last one, that is called what account? Machinery disposal account. Please my dear student, observe this video very carefully for your better understanding, for your better knowledge. Very important for your September batch, my dear children. Now we have to go for machinery disposal. अब machinery disposal में क्या लिखना? See, here we have written by machinery disposal 80,000. In machinery account we have a by disposal. In disposal on 1st October, which date it is? It is a date of 17. To machinery account. Cost of part 1. What is the cost of the part 1? 80,000. Am I right? 80,000 is the cost of part 1. Then what is the total depreciation? You have written to machinery disposal, right? In machinery disposal, we have to write by provision for depreciation on the same date of October 17. By provision for depreciation account. See that depreciation how much? 18,440. Later on we have to write by bank as a sold. As we come across, there is a loss, right? By P&L loss. Where you are getting all these answers? We get our answers in our working sheet. Sold for 45,000. See what happened loss? Loss is 16,560. Now my dear student, you close it off. Close it off. You are getting same total in both the sides as a 80,000. That completes the problem. I hope did you understood my dear student? How many accounts we have to prepare? One is machinery asset account, another is provision for depreciation, another is disposal. Very important thing is, when the asset is sold, in machinery we have to write by machinery disposal. In provision depreciation we have to write to machinery disposal. That is to be taken here as a corresponding entry. After that we have to write sold, we have to write loss. When you posted all, the total should get agree. If it agrees, your answer is correct. Please make a note of it, solve it for your better understanding. Okay, we will see in the next class with the next problem. I solve one more problem of this particular type. Okay, thank you, bye bye, namaskar, all the best.